Otis culture, fashion and craft.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to Otis Culture. In today's tutorial, I will be showing us on how to make a trending turban cap. I'll be making use of this crepe material. You can make use of any fabric of your choice. My head circumference is 23 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, which will give me 24 inches. This is what I have here by 14 inches. My head circumference plus 1 inch by 14 inches. Whatever your head circumference is, it might be 23 or 22, just add 1 inch to it. I'm going to put this aside for now. I'll be attaching a 3-step band to the turban cap. So I'm using this for the band. So the measurements that I have is 18 inches by 8 inches. And I have it in 2 places. So I want the band to be crossed and I want it to be 3 steps. That is why I am having 2 pieces. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is the negative side of the fabric. I'm going to fold half an inch first of all. Then I will take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a straight stitch. Let's move over to the sewing machine and let's sew it together. This is how it looks like at the positive side. So the other steps will be sewing it from the positive side. This is the negative side and this is the positive side. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold in such a way that the folding is going to cover this stitch. This folded edge at the back, it will be showing on the fabric. It's going to serve as a guide for you to know where to sew. So make sure that the folding covers this stitch like this. Then you sew. You can make as many steps as possible depending on your preference, but I'm just going to make 3 steps. Make sure that the folding covers the stitch, then you sew. I've sewn the 2 pieces with 3 steps, as you can see. So any excess fabric that you have after sewing, you will cut it. for the base, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it into two then I will notch the midpoint. Then the next thing to do is to cross my band to have the V shape. Just place it on each other this way, and I'm going to pin it down. This is the positive side of my base, so I'm going to place my band on it this way. I'm going to make sure that the V shape of the band, this V shape of the band align with this notch parts. I'm going to place it on it this way. Then I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch to join with the band straight down. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch to join with the band on this other side as well. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step to take. This is how it looks like after sewing. So the next thing I'm going to do is to cut this excess fabric out. I'm cutting the excess out. It's better to have excess than to have shortage. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it into 2. I'm going to give it a curve. I'm going to sew it like this. So I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew like this. I've sewn it round, as you can see. So the next thing to do, I'm going to cut the excess fabric out. With my needle and thread, I'm going to gather it together. I started gathering it from the band. Then you lock your stitch. You lock it twice to secure the thread. This is how the cap looks like at the front, and this is how the turban cap looks like at the back. As you can see, it is very easy and lovely. So let's make ruffles that we are going to add to the front of the turban cap to beautify it. This is a leftover fabric from the dress that I made previously on my tutorial. So I have pieces left. I am going to join these two together to give me a long piece. I'm going to join these two together to give me a long piece. But if you have enough fabric, you can just cut out 60 inches in length by 7 inches. 60 inches in length by 7 inches. I do not have enough fabric, that is why I am having pieces like this. I'm going to join these two together to give me a long piece. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. I've sewn them together to give me long piece, as you can see. This is the positive side, so I'm going to fold it into 2 like this. I'm going to sew. I'm going to stop somewhere here. I'm going to move over to the other edge. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to sew following this shape, and I'm going to stop somewhere here. I'm going to leave about 2 inches opening so that I will use it to turn it to the positive side, and I'm going to repeat the same thing on this other side as well. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step. I've sewn it, as you can see. So from this opening, I'm going to turn it to the positive side. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. This opening, I'm going to fold the edges inside, then I'm going to stitch it down. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. I'll fold the edge of this opening, then I will take to my sewing machine and stitch it down. I'll quickly do that and show us the next step to take. I have stitched it down. So the next thing I'm going to do, make sure that you double your thread. So I'm going to gather the midpoint. From this line, I'm going to gather it up till I reach the edge of the fabric. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. You continue to gather it. Then, after gathering it up, you will lock the stitch. You will secure the stitch. I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to repeat the same thing on this other piece as well. The next thing to do is to look for a position that you would like to place the ruffles on your cap. You can do it like this. Let it be from ear to ear, or you place it like this. Then you will tack it down. You can place the second ruffles on it to give it fullness. Either like this, ear to ear, or you will place it like this. Then you will use stones to beautify it. This is the final outcome of today's tutorial. These stones is actually optional. You can decide to stone yours or not. It depends on your preference. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Bye.